All sports, all plays. Yeah. All sports, all plays. All sports, all plays. 365, we making up plays. You talking the game, get you through the days. We're high in the court, the dime in the lane. Variety topics, living the same. All presentation, sports information. Hitting the airways, taking the nation. All sport, all plays, like working your faces. Grace at the field, so tie the laces. All sports, all plays.
All right, what's happening, everybody? Welcome to Easy Money, a sports betting show, Tuesday, January 23rd, 2024. I'm Chris Gonzalez, joined by Tony Gonzalez. How's it going?
Well, going pretty good. A lot of news out there, man, and all kinds of stuff. We got basketball coaches getting fired, I guess. And then how do you get fired with a 30-13 record?
I don't know. I hadn't even heard that. So I'm going to have to do a little research on that.
Yeah. I've seen multiple reports.
I was like, I didn't think Milwaukee was doing that bad that they had fired their coach. They just hired him.
I know. Real quick, other big news. What do you think about the WWE just showing everybody how how big of a company they are, signing a 10-year deal with Netflix worth $5 billion. $5 billion. Getting a raise from $250 million a year from USA to $500 million a year for Raw. I tell you what, and you heard about all these people that maybe they was going to go here, they was going to go there, they was going to go here. Out of the blue, here they come. And it's Netflix.
Glenn said Giannis lost too much sleep losing to the Pacers. That's why. Yeah. Hey, how's it going, Billy? Billy had a hockey parlay.
Cool. Got my Pacer shirt on. You like my Pacer shirt?
No, I thought it was it's interesting. You're gonna have a lot of people bitching about. I know I gotta pay for Netflix if I want to watch Raw. But here I'd say within the next 10 years at the most, probably, maybe sooner than that. But I'd say within the next 10 years, cable is going to be a thing of the past anyway. Everything's is pretty much moving to streaming. But if you pay attention, most of these TV networks have all started streaming platforms because they all know that everything's moving towards streaming. Yep. Why you think NBC was pushing Peacock so much? People was mad about how much NBC was advertising that the NFL game was going to be on Peacock. It's because they know that's Peacock's their future. That's where they're going to stay alive, is with Peacock, not with your just regular cable channel anymore. Yep. And same thing you're seeing with all these other channels starting these apps and stuff. It's eventually going to be streaming. Yeah, you got to pay for different apps. I understand that, but if you look at it, I don't even know how much Netflix is now. I know it's more expensive than it used to be, but even if you pay for 2 or 3 of these apps, you're still most of the time under what you're paying for cable, especially if you're a sports fan and want sports package to be able to watch anything, because then you got to upgrade to the cable where you're paying $100 a month. for cable, and now you can get a couple streaming platforms cheap.
You get all them add-on fees. It's not $100 a month. They'll say it's $100 a month, but then you're paying this.
Oh no, I know.
It's a joke.
There was that time I was paying with internet and cable. I was paying close to $300.
Yeah, it's
I
crazy.
was paying close to $300 a month.
Yeah, and the thing of it is, I don't know what will happen with Peacock after 2026. You may see everything move over to Netflix. You know, I mean, that deal's up with Peacock. The WWE deal's up with them in 2026 at the end of that. So what's to say that they don't renegotiate, move everything over there? And not only that, this deal with Netflix, the pay-per-views overseas and stuff, in a lot of markets like India, if you get Netflix over there, you're going to get the pay-per-views on that. So it's a great deal. And the other big news, The Rock is now a board member of TKO. So, and he also now has the rights to the name of The Rock. That was negotiated in the deal. So a lot of big news. There's rumors now that AEW hearts could be broke, that Okada may be coming to the WWE instead of AEW, which I know who Okada is. I know you probably maybe seen him a little bit, but
yeah, I haven't seen him a lot, but I know who he is.
Yeah, so I mean, there's rumors going around about that too. Yeah, that's crazy. Score 2 and open nets to win. But yeah, that's big news. People need to.
And what's even more big about it that I don't think people even look at is on Netflix's side. This is them. They're like first venturing. Getting, I know some people don't consider it a sport, but it's of getting into like live sports and getting into the live programming like that. So if this goes good with WWE, I'm sure you're going to see Netflix try to get here before long. Try to get NFL like Amazon does. They're going to try to get a couple of NFL games. They're going to maybe NBA hockey. You're going to see some of these live sports is what moves the needle these days for a couple of reasons. One, people like competition, but the other big reason is the legalized gambling now. Yeah. Everybody's betting on these games, so everybody wants to watch the games. Yeah. So that's the hot thing to have on your streaming platform is any kind of live sports, because it's going to draw eyeballs, just even if from people that aren't massive sports fans, because you got people that aren't massive sports fans that are on those betting apps and are betting on games.
Yeah, that's one of the things that Nick Khan brought up.
Yep. Just came across the bottom of the screen.
Yeah, about him getting fired, Griffin getting fired from Milwaukee Bucks. That's crazy. But the thing Nick Khan talked about, I watched him on McAfee's show, and that's what he talked about. He said, as of right now, because that was one of the questions McAfee's crew asked, are you guys going to be on Monday nights? He said, well, it's 8 months away. As of right now, yes, we're still going to be on Monday nights. But that's not to say that we're going to be on Monday nights right now, because he said you got Monday Night Football, and he brought up the gambling because people are watching these games. They're getting better games on Monday nights. And like I said, don't even matter if it's a better game because of the gambling. People are watching. So I predict they're not going to be on Monday night. I think that if Netflix is smart, why put them on Monday night?
And the way Khan described it too is like, don't get me wrong, we're still getting good ratings on Monday nights, but they're looking at what would our rating be on another night if you don't have this stuff going on
Tuesday night or Wednesday night or Thursday night.
Because like me, I might watch more of Raw if it was not on a Monday night, because I watch Monday night. I watch football.
Yep. Like you watched some of Raw last night.
Yeah, I watched some of Raw last night because there wasn't no football. I loved the CM Punk and Cody Rhodes promo. I thought that was awesome.
It was outstanding.
But yeah, I watch more of Raw when it's not football season. But so if it was on a different night, I might watch. Now SmackDown on a Friday night, to me, just Friday nights is a bad night. A lot of times just sports on Friday nights, or here lately I've been busy on Friday nights, but
I'm sure they'll do a good rating on USA. For them, but
I like when SmackDown. I know it's been a long time, but it was Thursdays.
Yeah, if it was me, if I was WWE, people can get mad at me.
Tuesday
night Raw, Wednesday night I'd move NXT because it's on CW on live TV, and you can stick it to AEW. I'm looking at it from a WWE point of view and a Triple H point of view, and Thursday night SmackDown, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and with the NXT.
And the other thing about the people complaining about Raw going to Netflix is still 2 out of their 3 weekly TV shows are on regular cable
Yes.
because you're going to have SmackDown on USA, right?
And CW
And
actually can get on the
yeah,
antenna.
and you're gonna have and then NXT on CW, so you still have those on there.
Yes.
It ain't like took everything. Now, eventually, I wouldn't be surprised if everything ain't on streaming. Who knows? Everything might eventually be everything on Netflix. This goes good. Netflix might pay more money to try to get SmackDown and just have everything there. So I mean,
And the other thing for the fans too, it may be less commercials, which I think is a plus. I'm not saying there will be no commercials, but you may see less commercials. May not be a 3-hour show, which it may be only a 2-hour show. Which, to me, I think's better. I think you put a better product on. Or, well, Netflix, you go 2 hours 20 minutes because you don't have to be a set time.
Yeah.
So, there's. I tell you what, listening to Nick Khan, the dude's a very, very smart man. I never really listened to his interviews and stuff. I watched that one, then I watched the one with him and Rock on one of the financial news networks with a little 8-minute thing on YouTube.
I thought he was real good on McAfee. I enjoyed it. It was a good listen.
And there's some rumors coming out. They announced today. Could we be getting McAfee back to SmackDown?
Well, I think we could, especially with football season ending. But I won't be surprised if you don't see McAfee Saturday night.
No, it wouldn't surprise me a bit either. No, it wouldn't never surprise me. But the reason I say that because they announced today that they're replacing the SmackDown commentator. He's no longer going to be the lead commentator. The only thing is McAfee's not a lead commentator, so I don't know where they're going. But
I would say if they're bringing McAfee back on SmackDown, Cole will probably be on SmackDown as well. I would say.
Yeah, it's possible.
Because the relationship them two have. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think McAfee's going to be in the Rumble. I do. I think he's going to be one of the entrants in the Rumble.
I'll tell you who another entrant might be in the Rumble.
I was thinking, because last night I was sitting here and I was thinking about it. I was like, you know what? I was actually watching McAfee. And if you've seen, the dude's fucking jacked. And they showed him at WrestleMania. Was it last year? Was it last year when he came out, or was it 2 years ago when it was in Los Angeles and he came out and confronted The Miz? Where was WrestleMania at last year?
Hell, I can't remember. When was he got stung by Hogan? That was 2 years ago when he got stung by Stone Cold.
Yeah, it was last year. He came out and called The Miz out about his tiny balls, and then Snoop Dogg made the match.
Yeah.
Well, if you look at his size then to now, he's huge. That's one reason I think he's going to be back. Because he's been. You can tell he's been working out a lot. I think he's going to be in the Rumble.
I got a feeling Hulk Hogan.
Yeah, it was last year.
I think Hulk Hogan's going to be in the Rumble. They celebrated his 40 years ago when he won the championship. Yep. They did a little thing showing all of his career, and then at the end of it, he said, "You never say never." He said, "I may have one more in me." It's in Florida. He lives in Florida. I wouldn't be shocked that he might be in the
and that I think that place will explode.
Yeah. Whether you like him or not.
I mean, there's people that don't like him. There's people that still love him, but yeah.
I'm not as big a fan of McAfee as Chris, but I am a big McAfee fan. I tell you what, watching his show is refreshing. It's completely different than any other show that's on. I mean, these other shows, I don't know. They need to change the format. Too much of the same. Well, what I like about McAfee, it's a lot of different topics. I know, Billy Buzz, you like hockey. He has hockey people on. He has hockey interviews, and he has. It's not the Dallas Cowboys every day. It's not the Indianapolis Colts every day, even though he played for the Colts. It's all kinds of different.
Marc-Andre Fleury or whatever.
Fleury,
he has that.
One dude that does announcing. He used to be with Nashville.
Yeah.
With TNT, I think.
No. I just had Zubin or something like that.
Yeah, he has him on. Has all different kinds of football people on, baseball people on, hockey people. I mean, his show's really good. It's fun. It's not the same old shit.
Well, you get now all these shows are really on now is that as most of them are these debate shows where it's just negative and two guys arguing back and forth. And I mean, just a place for that kind of show. Don't get me wrong, I'll watch that sometimes, but not every show needs to be like that. And that's why I started watching McAfee about 5, 6 years ago. It was first I was listening to it on a podcast, and I realized it was live on YouTube. So I started watching it on YouTube back then. That was before he was on Sirius satellite radio or any of the other deals he had signed. And then I've seen it just keep getting bigger and bigger. But yeah,
The thing about
I enjoy it because they talk about different things. There's a little bit of comedy in it as well. It's
a lot of comedy.
yeah, it's not all negative either. And it seems nowadays it's easy to find stuff with a lot of negativity, and you don't see a lot of stuff that's the other side. And most of the time, his show's more of a positive vibe than a negative vibe.
I agree, and it's formatted TV, but it's not as formatted as a lot of the shows.
Well, that's the other thing. He don't have a list, or he don't have a teleprompter reading off what he's going to say. Everything just is basically off the top of his head. He has a list of like topics they're going to touch on, but he don't have wrote down word for word what he's going to say. None of the guys do. So you never know where the conversations are going to go off to.
And he don't give a shit. I mean, he's fearless. He don't care what people think. He's going to do his show, going to do it his way. If he gets kicked off ESPN, he'll go back to doing things the way he was doing it before. I mean, he's a very fearless dude. I think he's always been that way. I don't think he's ever going to change.
Yeah, when he had Brock on was good, Glenn. Yep. Brock throwing headsets, breaking tables.
Yep.
Yeah, I remember when he had the cop on. He also had man, I can't remember the guy's name. He was a former mob boss. And that was a good interview. The guy talking about some of the stuff that he had seen and been a part of and stuff. You know the name. It was like Franzi or something like that. I can't remember the name, but it was good. Yes, Billy, I would.
Yeah, most definitely.
I actually have a few Reds things over here that I got to get hung up in here. A couple posters from the game we went to last year and stuff. I have a few posters I need to find the spot for and get up in here.
Yep.
The way we got it set up right now, you can't see all the stuff, but we got a lot of the wrestling posters and everything.
Yeah, all kinds of posters.
But I didn't do worth the crap last night on my picks. Well, I guess not.
I went 6-3.
It wasn't that bad. But
I went 6-3.
I went 4-4. So it wasn't terrible, but it could have been better. NBA, I was 1-2. Hockey, I was 2-1, and college basketball, I was 1-1.
I was 1-1 in NBA, 3-0 in college basketball, and 2-2 in hockey.
That put me to 80-63.
I'm 78-53.
For tonight, you said Halliburton's out tonight?
He's out till at least Sunday. He's going to be reevaluated Saturday. I didn't like really any NBA games. I took 2, but I wasn't real thrilled with them.
Well, I was going to take the Pacers, but I'm not taking the Pacers against the Nuggets not without Halliburton.
Don't you have some faith, man?
I have faith, but not.
What kind of fan are you? I wasn't taking them either, but
so I'm not. Yes, I'm not going to do that. I was going to take the Pacers at the +4.5, but not if we're missing Halliburton. Not against the Nuggets. Can't do that. Don't get me wrong. I hope Pacers whoop the Nuggets' ass tonight, but so I'm gonna go with the Knicks at the -4.5 on the road at the Brooklyn Nets, and that's actually at -4 now. So Knicks -4, and then I'm gonna go Pelicans at the -6.5 against the at home against the Utah Jazz. So I'm gonna take Knicks -4 on the road at the Nets, and the Pelicans at home at the -6.5 against the Utah Jazz. That's going to be my NBA picks.
And my NBA picks for the night are exactly the same as Chris. I had the same thing pick. I got the Knicks -4 and the Pelicans -6.5.
I had the Pacers wrote down, but then found out Halliburton isn't playing. College basketball tonight, I'm going Kentucky -5.5 at South Carolina. Wisconsin -3.5 at Minnesota. And Houston -2.5 at BYU.
Okay, my college basketball picks for tonight. I've got Dayton -8 against LaSalle. I've got Miami of Ohio +1.5 at Central Michigan. And I got Kentucky -5.5 at South Carolina.
All right, NHL tonight. I'm taking the Canadians on the money line at home against the Senators. Red Wings on the money line at home against the Stars. Islanders on the money line at home against the Golden Knights. And the Sabres on the money line on the road at the Ducks.
Okay, my NHL for tonight, I got Dallas money line at Detroit. I got Columbus at Edmonton. I got Edmonton money line there, and I got the Rangers money line at San Jose.
All right. What are you over there talking shit about?
He's grumpy. The dog's always grumpy.
Billy said he has the Knicks in under 222 plus Nuggets -5 and over 234. Stars, Islanders, and Wild at the -1.5 in the NHL.
Might be.
Hey, good. You can. Hey, you always pick against the teams.
Colts all the time. Colts
Pick against the Colts.
I don't know. He don't pick too much against Pacers. He's a little bit more loyal to the Pacers.
Yeah,
than
he's
Colts.
more. Yeah, because he's a Cowboys fan at heart. Big Dak Prescott. He's a Dak Prescott guy. You're a Cody guy. He's a Dak guy.
Cody Rhodes guy. I'm like Dave LaGreca. I'm a Cody Rhodes guy.
On McAfee show, like it was during the last hour, but they were talking about. It got brought up about a little bit of pro wrestling. Oh, they were talking about how The Rock was on First Take today, and how Shannon Sharp was talking about he'd like maybe had gotten the wrestling at some point, but there's no way he could do it now because of his knees. And they got to talk about stuff in that the one that wears a cowboy hat, Diggs.
Mhm.
He said, "Yeah." They put it a new thing on the new WWE 2K where you can only play with Roman Reigns once a month.
Yep.
I started cracking up.
Yeah, that's been a big meme going around on Facebook.
I started cracking up. He said, "Yeah, you gotta play with Roman Reigns once a month." A new video game. Billy says, "Dak, see, hey, good said I was right, especially if money or tickets is on the line." If there's tickets on the line, Glenn has no loyalty toward his team either.
What do you think about Embiid scoring 70 points last night?
Yeah. And what was crazy about it was kind of excuse me. This is gonna be crazy to say. It was a quiet 70 points. It was like if you watch the highlights of it,
Yeah.
it wasn't like it wasn't like no flashy like plays. It was some layups, some free throws. You know what I mean? It was. I mean, don't get me wrong. It's you score 70 in the game, that's dominant. But it was kind of from like when you see other 70-point games. That one was kind of a quiet 70. He had what 35 in the first half.
Yeah. What do you now we know it's official. What do you think about the Bucks firing their coach? I mean,
I want to know what. Yeah, I mean, I have to find out like more about it.
I mean, you've lost 13 games. I understand, but I mean, that's not. Lynn, why do you think they fired him? I know you joking because of the The Pacers have been beating them, but have you read anything or heard anything? I mean, unless there's something that happened behind the scenes that we, of course, don't know about yet.
Yeah, I would say something had to happen.
Because ain't that about the best record in the NBA or close to it?
Bucks fire. Well, I told you they made a mistake when I said they made a mistake when they fired their coach anyway. That didn't make no sense to me firing Budenholzer. And then you hire this guy, and he's 30-13. So I don't.
The second best record in the NBA, tied with the Timberwolves at 30-13. Best record, I believe, is Boston. Yeah, Boston's 34-10. So I mean, he's 6-4 of his last 10 games.
Yes.
Don't make a lot of sense to me. He thinks he finally may have lost the locker room, but
yeah, I don't know. It's, like I said, I thought they made a mistake when they fired Budenholzer, and then this right here pretty much confirms that. You fire a guy after 43 games.
everything I read right now says looks like Doc Rivers is going to get that job.
Milwaukee's defense is, well, I guess this might be one thing, I guess. Their defense efficiency has went from 4th in the league to 22nd in the league. Points per direct pick have went from 3rd in the league to 24th. Points per direct drive went from 2nd to 20th. So their defense has gotten worse. But they were 4th on defense last year. They're 22nd on defense this year.
Okay. Well,
So I guess because of their defense is from what I'm getting out of this little article I'm reading. I don't know. I would say something had to happen behind the scenes. 43 games. I mean, you barely give the guy half a season to. You're moving on from him already, and you're going to bring. Let's go get Doc Rivers. That's your solution. I don't know. Should have stuck with Budenholzer. But all right. Well, did you have anything else for today?
No, I'm good to go.
All right. Don't forget, join us tonight, 7 p.m. Eastern. We'll have pro wrestler Ricky Guns will be joining us for an interview. Please hit that subscribe button on YouTube. Like and follow Facebook, Twitch, Twitter, Instagram, all at Gonzo Sports Room. We'll be back tomorrow right around 3 o'clock with another episode of Easy Money, a sports betting show. Enjoy tonight's games. Hope to see you guys tonight at 7. If not, we'll see you tomorrow.